Find your path with the knowledge of others and become an illuminator for those who struggle. Guide their way just by being true and being in alignment, because it comes naturally to you. On self-discovery wisdom, we share to find inspiration with lessons for millions. We hope you listen.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of Sarah's View of Life right here on selfdiscoverywisdom.com. If you don't love it, don't do it. I've said this time and time again. When we come from the heart, we truly love what we're doing, whom we're doing it for. That why is the driving force. It's that meaningful purpose. But if you don't love it, you're not going to put everything into it, and everyone is going to know it. We've all had to take jobs along the line that are just to get by. Maybe get some experience or just pay the rent. We all know those type of jobs. But it's finding something that you get up for every day and would do it for free. Doesn't mean you have to, but it means you would, because it's such a driving force. When we love what we do, and we're truly immersed in it, people feel it. They know it. They resonate with it. There's an aura, a heartbeat that's going out that has been invitational. And people want to be around that kind of energy. This person loves what they're doing. I really am into what they're doing. And you know what? It might not be something that you end up doing business with, but it's certainly something that you will recommend and refer to others, because being around somebody that comes from the heart and love what they're doing is infectious, and you want to share that wonderful vibration out with other people. So it's really kind of quintessential that we actually put ourselves in a position where we love what we do. I have done numerous jobs through my years. I started at 16, or actually 15. I was South Africa's first go-go dancer to my brother's mobile discotheque. Then at 16, I was doing mobile discothequing at parties for all over the place, being a DJ, being a dancer, being everything needed there. This was before Go-Go Dance became CD. It was brand new in South Africa, and it was about freedom, breaking away from the restraints and doing, DJing. And back in those days, folks, it wasn't just a little app on the phone. It was crates and crates of records and big, huge speakers and turntables. Very tiring at the end of the night to put away, but just to see how you conducted people's joy through the evening was really, really wonderful. And I've always loved bringing joy to people. So it's always trying to find something that you love doing. You love the effects that it has. You love the inspiration that begets that invitation. That's something that sheds light on someone's problem, that gives them a solution that they can apply. It's always a wonderful thing. So whether it's in the entertainment business, such as that, or whether it's, restaurant business, feeding people from your heart and soul to another person's heart and soul through the stomach, it's always about that good vibrations being passed on. And that's really quite essential that we do that. I have interviewed numerous people through the years that started off doing something because it was expected of them. The expected job, the expected career, they were good at it. Parents expected them to go out and do it. The expected career, or they just fell into it because they were good at it, but that didn't necessarily mean they enjoyed it. And along the line, the Cosmic Two, came along and gave a nudge, nudge, wink, wink. It's time to redirect. It's time to go somewhere else. You've learned all you've needed to learn from here. Let's go ignite that passion. Let's go there. And we haven't paid attention. So the Cosmic 2x4 has come along and gone whackaroo. And from those ashes, you have to rise. And if we truly, truly do listen, it will always lift us up to a place where we're meant to go. The people I've interviewed that chased it, that expectation, the big house, the fancy car, the Armani suits, the big position, highly respected, and they paid a big price for it. Either ended up in divorce or heart attacks or going bankrupt or people betraying them. Everything was an illusion. And they bought into that illusion. This will make you happy when. And we know that that doesn't work, don't we? Those that have been through it. There are some people still chasing the illusion. And you know what? All we can do is share our wisdom with you. How you apply it, whether you apply it is up to you. Maybe you want to learn life the difficult way, or maybe you would like to listen to a little bit of wisdom and kind of avoid the big Grand Canyons and just stick to the potholes along the way. We do learn from our struggles. So struggle is absolutely essential. And maybe struggling to find out what our passion is, what sets our heart on fire, what lifts our spirit, what gets us going and passionate about, where people can feel your heart because they know that's you and that's what you want to do. That's what you are doing. We sometimes don't know what that is until we've journeyed a little bit in life. We've taken those jobs. We've maybe stepped into that expectation career, but it's listening to the signs along the way saying, enough of that. It's time to move on. It's time to do something different. That's where we need to pay attention. I have been the DJ, the go-go dancer. I've been in retail. I've been a lot in restaurants as the hostess, as the server, as the cook. I have owned my own dress store. I've co-owned restaurants. I have worked as representatives. I have, gosh, what have I not done? I have done a great deal, many things in my life. I have backed technology that I didn't know how it worked, but I understood its purpose, only to really go bankrupt on it and end up living out of my car. Nothing wrong with the technology, but the people around, oh my God, so-called investors, and people greedy and people wanting power and people wanting more without putting out what something needs to grow. So it's really been a very interesting journey along the line. And I was not always confident. I wasn't always sure of myself. When I listened to my heart and soul, I always was guided right. When I listened to my head or other people's opinions, I guaranteed I'd go down the wrong road. So there has been a lot of missteps along the way. I loved owning a fashion store, seeing people try things on and finding that right outfit that made them feel confident, made them feel beautiful. Loved that aspect of it. The other side of it was making sure that, I eventually was robbed and all my stock was taken. La la la, end of that chapter. But all the other side of it, the mechanics and making that work, is not always my strength. Here with podcasting for 14 years, I've had to learn those mechanics. If I want to do what I love doing, bringing you people that will shed light on your life and help you pivot or totally redirect or give you the skills and tools you need or just purely an inspiration, I had to learn all those mechanics along the way. And you learn to just do them so that you can do the things that you love. And I think that's where some people may get mixed up. I love doing what I do, but I don't like doing that, so therefore I'm not going to do this. Well, if you truly love, love, love what you're doing, all the things that you have to do to make what you love to do happen, you will learn to do. Or you will learn to hire the right people that do it for you. Always make sure that they not only buy into your mission and your vision, that they're not there out to replace you or just to learn and move on and duplicate you. It's always been, discerning of the people that you align with. It is unfortunate that we always have to be careful of the people that we align with in our business. Are they truly authentic? Have they really got it together? Are they eager to support you? Can you support them in what they're doing? It really is, it is, be mindful. And there's a lot of things that you can do to put in place to make sure you get the right people around you. When I interview people, I call them the why shows as well as the awareness shows. When you know someone's why are they doing what they're doing? What was the journey that brought them to what they're doing? How has this changed their own life? Whom are they doing it for and how? We don't lead with the how, we lead with the why. If you can't buy the why, the how doesn't matter. If you truly feel their commitment, their passion in what they're doing and why they're doing it, then you're more inclined to get to the want to know how. So if you're on your crossroads or on your journey of life where you're really not quite sure whether you're on the right path or whether it's something that can illuminate for other people. You know, you may be good at it, but does it really light your fire? Is it something you would do for free? Um, and it may not be, but you know, it might just need a little cha-cha-cha, a little to the left and a little to the right and a little redirect, and now you really love it. We never know what we're going to love unless we're willing to explore, willing to live in wonderment, exploration, be willing to try something new, to give it a chance. I tried being a secretary once. Realized that ain't weren't for me. But I realized that everything I have done in life has always been around customer service. It's always been about making people feel good, whether it was restaurant, whether it was clothing, whether it was entertainment, whether it was sales. It's always about making somebody feel comfortable with whatever transaction's going on. I got fired for a job when I was young because I refused to sell a woman this Armani pantsuit, you know, not Armani, sir, Angora pantsuit. And she loved it because, of course, it felt wonderful. It felt fabulous. But she didn't have the body for it. And it would just really make her look ridiculous. And I said, no, I'm not selling it to you. If you really want it, come back tomorrow. She came back the next day to thank me for not selling it to her because she realized the image in the head didn't match the reality of the image in the body. I got fired for not selling her that suit, and management ended up offering me the managerial job, the manager that had fired me. And I said, I'm not looking for that. I was young. I didn't want a management job. I just didn't want to be fired for being honest and looking out for the client. And I kind of did a lot of that type of thing where I would go to the management and say, you're not paying attention to the customer's needs. It doesn't matter what the product was. I was the first woman rep for Mobile Oil and worked plain glass, and I made with all sorts of things. My own immediate bosses would never listen to me. So I went to the bigger bosses. And it wasn't vendettaing. It was like, something needs to be done. Are you going to do it or not? And it's like, they're okay, you know, things are fine as they're working, and they weren't. They weren't working. Nobody was listening to the client. And I represented the client. Yes, I represented the company, but the clients come first because without the clients, there is no company. So I needed to speak to the company and say, the clients have issues. Let's pay attention to them. Otherwise, you won't have clients. And it was amazing, the kind of response I got. You know, some people, no, 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 don't worry about that. You know, just leave it. Who cares? They're just moaners. And some people go, what, there's that really happening? God, we got to do something about it. I like that person. Let's do something about it. Because for me, a happy clientele meant continuing business. So I've been in and out of many different type of jobs. That wasn't my calling. It was all great experience. And of course, I've been a mother for 43 years. And in itself, that really does give you a great deal of experience. You are a mother, you are a counselor, you are a lover, you are a head chef, you are housekeeper, you are chauffeur, you are administrative, you are navigating all the arguments, and you are having to ride the ups and downs, and you're having to be it all. And so, yes, never misunderstand what motherhood is all about, because my God, the skills that you need to be a good mother or a good father, you know, it requires a lot of skills, and skills that you can transfer later into any kind of career, because that's the fundamental, you know, of how to juggle things and how to keep the peace and how to make sure everyone's fed and bedded and homeworked and everything else. It requires skill. And it used to be a village would raise a family, and now, you know, it's just sometimes a parent. One of them may be out working, comes home tired, and The other one staying at home is buggered as well, but there's still kind of the dishes to do, or the laundry to get in, and to get breakfasts and lunches ready for the next day. The day doesn't end. So everything is an experience. I started blogging in my late 40s. When I got a computer that could correct my grammar and my spelling and my dyslexic way of writing, I could rearrange things on the computer where by hand I couldn't. And so it started allowing me to have a voice. And that opened things up, which then later allowed me to do anthologies, of which I have been in four anthologies now, to develop books with other authors, to write my own. This was never on my agenda, but here we are. Right. And I'm in process of writing another one and gathering authors for Our Forgotten Seniors for the next book. None of this was planned. Podcasting, when I started it, was not planned. I got the bug. When I started interviewing people that had been through struggles and strife and ups and downs, and here they are, making a difference in the world now, having embraced that struggle, having heard that one person that pivoted them in the right direction, being that illuminating light for other people that are on the road of darkness themselves, you just can't help but be drawn in to the stories, to the people, to the courage, to the resilience, to the strength, to the purpose. It's just beautiful. It's wonderful. And I have loved every minute that I have done this. All the admin stuff that I have to do, the editing, the this, the that, the booking, and all of that, that is all something I've learned to do so I can do what I'm passionate about doing. And that's bringing you the wisdom from those that have walked the path, that have earned that wisdom from trials and tribulations, and that are here now to share with you the nuggets that they've learned that you can apply that can make your life better. My motto for my shows is listen, learn, and apply. So if you don't love it, don't do it, or just treat it as temporary. On the way to finding something that you truly love doing, that's your goal. It isn't about the six figures. It isn't about the rah-rah. It isn't about being featured in this magazine or that this or that that. It is about where is the passion, the conviction, the I can't wait to do this today, that it's not work. It's just a way of life that you enjoy so much and you've made it into a career. On your way to getting there, gather all those experiences, gather all that knowledge that you've learned along the way, apply it to the cosmic wisdom, and then see how it materializes into something that you're truly meant to do. Some people find it early, some people find it late. For me, I was 57 when I started this journey, and everything that I'd ever done really kind of prepared me for this. And there's still so much I've had to learn and still learning about myself, about the skills I need in order to do this, about what's coming next, who's coming next. I've interviewed ambassadors and princes. I've interviewed people that have had the worst thing happen to them in their life and the people that have had the best thing happen to them in their life. The people that have embraced their soul, their heart, their spirit, their consciousness. People that have walked away from what some people have perceived to be the best career anyone can have, to follow their heart and soul in doing something that's so much more meaningful for them. This is the journey of life, to find our calling, our meaningful purpose, to find something that we love doing, that ignites our heart and our soul and our spirit and our action, and that we are willing to do every day because it is so meaningful and it's our purpose and our calling. So whatever you're doing now, if it's just a job, gather the experience for the job. But keep your antenna open, your eyes open, everything open to what can I go to next? Either a job that can teach you more or what really turns you on. Do you need to volunteer somewhere to kind of get that feeling that really is awakening? Do you need to branch out and do some of your own self-discovery? a deep dive into who you are, the very core of your being. Understand what it is that turns you on and what switches you off. That's what it's about. Your life is this journey of self-discovery. Your wisdom is ready to be downloaded, either the wisdom of experience or the divine wisdom that comes through you. Be willing to immerse yourself in this journey. Immerse yourself in the whole process of liberating your heart, soul, and spirit, and finding that something that really lifts your heart, ignites your soul, puts your spirit into action, and that your mind knows in clarity when it needs to know it. This knowingness of what you do, that you're so comfortable with, that you feel so resonant in, that just is like a deep breath. It is where you're meant to be, doing what you're meant to be doing, for whom you're meant to be doing it for. So don't be afraid to take the journey, because I promise you, doing something you love to do is what it's all about. Be willing to take the journey. The hard knocks, the ups, the downs. It's all worth it as long as you're listening to your heart, your soul, and your spirit. So until next time, folks, bye for now. We hope that you enjoyed the show. There are so many more for you to listen to right here on selfdiscoverywisdom.com. Come and hear the illumination that's going to shed light on your path.
Find your path with the knowledge of others.